Your repairer is repairing the vehicle, and if they're not going to pay for something your repairer says needs to be done, we need to talk about that in a different video.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. My name is Reamer, that's Robert Grieve, and as always it's a privilege to have you join us on a Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time or whenever you're viewing this. If this is your first time joining us, we say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us for ours. If you like what you see, we always encourage you to give the thumbs up. That's just helpful to the YouTube algorithm and it lets people know that we're doing something that's worth watching. And if you're part of our family, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us every Saturday morning. You know that you can chat with us live during the premiere of this video. And if you aren't catching the premiere, you can always leave a comment below. We will do our very best to at least acknowledge it and sometimes even reply. All right, with that being the case, Rob, I want to say happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you, my dear friends. So glad that you're with us today, and, you know, let's have a little fun, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting week, Rob, because you've been back and forth on the email with a particular insurance company that is no stranger to these episodes. But because they're no stranger to these episodes, of course, these episodes try to point out the behind the scenes of what happens during the process of repairing a vehicle, and sometimes what bogs it down or holds it up. You know, one of these things that comes up on a time after time is people take personal opinions of you and bring them to the surface, sometimes in even more public forums than they should.
You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right?
What's the phrase? Opinions are like...
Yeah, something.
Okay.
They're like something.
I was thinking belly buttons. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we're talking about today is distractions. Not so good insurers will sometimes resort to these types of things in order to make you look over here when not over here.
It's a smoke screen. It's designed to muddy the waters and sway personal opinion. Yeah,
when it has absolutely nothing to do with the claim in hand or the comment that was made that,
right.
You know, this is what it should be.
Right.
I hate your guts. That's the answer. You know, I don't know. It's distracting.
Yeah.
Especially when all these communications are going back and forth between us and the insurer, and the guest is copied on all of them. Now the guest is in a very bad place. How do you know who's got your best interest at heart anymore?
Right.
And they draw into question. Well, we're going to read something here. I'll let you bring your,
Before we get to that, let's go back and talk about the guest being copied in on the communication.
As they should be.
Okay, because I think it's safe and important to say that we encourage transparency and the guest communication or the guest to be in part of the communication.
Absolutely.
Because there is a lot of smoke and mirrors going on in the dance between the insurer, the person who's supposed to pay the bills, and then the body shop, the person who is supposed to repair the car.
Yep.
Right.
And while this particular case was going on, we were dealing with another guest with a different insurance company that took 2 emails. We sent in our thing. They said, could you make 2 changes and send it back? We made 2 changes and sent it back. Check's on the way. Car is in process.
And that's not going to be the story for this situation?
No, it's not. And this comes from, let me set the stage. There are certain documents that are licensed documents. So if we pay a subscription fee to an OEM,
okay,
all right, an original equipment manufacturer, the manufacturer that made your car,
yes,
to access their library of repair procedures, So we know, how many welds, what type of welds, where do they go, all the rest of this.
Sure.
Which is all incredibly important information. And they change quite often, so we have to do it on every car.
The procedures change.
Yeah, the procedures change.
Okay.
As tools become different and technology advances and so on and so forth. We weren't going to provide those documents because of the license agreement that we sign when we access them says they're not to be shared.
Weren't going to provide them with whom?
To the insurance company.
The insurance company was asking for them.
They were asking for them.
Okay.
And we've been down this road with them before. We're not going to provide these documents. What we do provide is the document number. So they can go into the same service that we go into, pay the subscription fee, and look up that document. We have to find the document. I'm making it simple for them. Here's the document number. You can go in and print it out yourself. And the licensing agreement says this is copywritten information. So that is where this response is coming from.
Okay, this is the foundation.
Yeah.
In an email back and forth.
Yeah.
With the guest copied in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And there were several comments from this insurer. Not so nice. Drawing credibility into question.
Whose credibility?
Mine.
Oh.
And the shop's. And this is all a distraction for the guest and to get them control over the claim.
Yes.
They are not going to gain that here. It is not in your best interest for that to happen. They are not repairing the vehicle. They are paying for the repairs.
Right.
Your repairer is repairing the vehicle. And if they're not going to pay for something your repairer says needs to be done, we need to talk about that in a different video.
All right. As you get ready to read the snippet of this email, I want to encourage you to remember sometimes we use jargon in language that is specific to the industry that we are in. And Rob's about to use a word, sup, which is short for supplemental. And what that means is that's when we make a change or an addendum, if you will, to the repair plan and send that supplemental up back to the insurer.
Yes.
All right, with that being the groundwork, let's hear what you got.
Okay. And this is, I'm going to quote this. I'll complete SUP 1 with the information you're willing to provide. I always try harder to reach a resolution with your shop versus canceling supplements because of your very public, very insurance adverse stance, but will no longer do so. I'm on the naughty list. Myself and the rest of Colorado appraisers and shops are far too busy to address multiple supplements due to missing documentation.
This is the insurer writing this to you.
Yeah, copying the guest.
Copying the guest.
He'll complete the SUP with the information I'm willing to provide. There's no obligation for me to provide him anything. He's got a job to do, and the job is outlined by the policy.
Right.
Policy owners had a loss. He's there to indemnify that loss.
To make whole.
It's not incumbent on me to do that.
Sure.
That's his responsibility. Again, we provided him the document numbers and where to go and get this information.
Okay.
So we made it as easy as possible other than handing them off.
Gotcha.
Which we believe could be a license problem.
At the very least.
So he goes on to say here, he tries to get a resolution with our shop. He tries harder to get a resolution with our, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie, versus canceling a supplement. Canceling a supplement is incredibly aggressive. We're just going to cancel the supplement. We're not going to respond. We're not going to do anything. That doesn't, I don't see where that's addressed in the policy.
Yeah, and not only that, but that disqualifies all the time, effort, and actual manual line-by-line input that your staff has taken the time to do.
Yes, and so canceling a supplement would then create more delays.
Yeah, it would.
That's a huge bullying tactic.
Mm-hmm.
And remember when I said these things are meant to,
Muddy the waters.
Yeah. They're distractions.
Yeah.
And he's got the power. He's got the power to cancel the supplement because we haven't provided him documents, even though we provided him where to get them and which ones to get.
Right.
Many, many times, these same documents.
Wow.
In the past. He goes on to say that himself and the rest of Colorado appraisers and shops are far too busy to address multiple supplements due. So he's speaking on behalf of all the other shops in Colorado and all the other Colorado appraisers. We're too busy to deal with your nonsense.
They're too busy.
Yeah.
Isn't their business to pay your claim or the
insurance claim? Yeah. Yeah, it's their business. By the way, some of the documents, I sent them back an email. I found these on Google. I just typed in these words, and here's a link to the document that you're looking for. He didn't include that one either. So I just want to make this clear for everybody. I am not insurance adverse.
Hold on. He does make a big case about this. He says you're insurance adverse. You have a very public, very insurance adverse stance.
I do not.
What?
I am not anti-insurance. I am pro-consumer. I try to be a consumer's rights advocate in every opportunity that's presented to me. And there are many, many shops that I know that are just like that.
Yeah.
And if you are working with one of those shops, it's a blessing that you found them. This sort of stuff is nothing more than a distraction because they're working harder for you than a shop that would not push back and say, no, these are required things.
So, since in his very open and public and perhaps expository tone, he claims that you are, he used insurance adverse. We're using the word anti-insurance. If you're not anti-insurance, well, let's get to what you are.
I'm, again, pro-consumer. I'm about the consumer and the right to have their vehicle repaired properly, thoroughly, the way the manufacturer wants it repaired, using the tools, equipment, education, parts, everything that goes along with that to deliver a safe vehicle that I can sleep at night knowing that they're going to be safe in that vehicle in a subsequent loss. Or if they sold it to somebody else, those people would be safe in a subsequent loss.
I think that spells it out pretty.
And there's many, many shops like that. Finding them is not so easy, and we're always, happy to help out with that.
Here's our phone number right here. You can go ahead and give us a call at any time. If you're somewhere else in the country or even around the world, you can probably give Rob a call and find, at least put you on the right path to somebody who might be able to help.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, just even this morning already, I've already directed people to a couple other shops in Texas to assist them in getting stuff done, and I have no worries that it is going to be perfect, and the experience is going to be good from the shop side. I can't promise that from the insurer side.
Sure.
They know what they're doing. So I get frustrated by unjustified delays. I get frustrated by not getting the funding right to restore the vehicle back to pre-loss condition. That's what your policy is supposed to do for you.
Yeah, it's not about you necessarily getting paid as much as it is about the insured getting indemnified.
Made whole. Yes. Right? Yeah, absolutely. It's also frustrating all the required unreasonable documentation, like photos every step of the way throughout the whole process. I don't need to hire technicians and painters and estimators or blueprinters, repair planners, management, parts people, and then somebody to document everything that they're doing. We're here to fix the car. Shops that cut corners to serve their insurance partners at the consumer's expense drives me crazy. And it happens all day long.
We call those out. There's a name for them. They are DRP, that's Direct Repair Program. There are different brand names that go with the different insurers, but basically it's the same. They're in partnership with the insurance company, and the insurance company then is the tail wagging the dog, telling them how to do the repair, and the body shop is not allowed to argue against that. Otherwise, the
agreement goes away.
Yes.
So first off, if you're a shop that supports your guests in doing all these things and will, gently push back against the insurer when they're not agreeing to something that they've maybe never heard of before and trying to educate them, but you're hitting a brick wall.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Share this video. Let us know who you are, and let's work together to help out the motoring public.
Yeah, absolutely. In many emails or on the phone, we hear that here at Nylund's, we're the only one.
Yeah,
we're the only ones that give this much trouble to the insurer, and yet, in fact, funny enough, we have T-shirts made up that says,
we're the only one. I wear them with honor. But I know it's not the truth. There's many shops out there that will do the right thing for you.
If you stand up for the guest and stand opposed to insurance bullying, drop us a note in the comments, if you will, and just say, I'm the only one.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're all the only one.
Right.
And the consumer needs us.
Absolutely.
They need us to get their cars fixed properly, and that's what we're here to do in the end. I don't make any money arguing back and forth over ridiculous things.
Right.
And comments like this aren't helping the claim at all.
Yeah.
In fact, he denied all the stuff that I sent him the document numbers for that are also safety issues. So he's denying the guest payment or indemnification for safety issues by saying I didn't provide him the actual document. And, get with a good insurer.
There it is right there.
Many won't write things like this.
Let's wrap this up with where we started. During this conversation, you had another call, two emails back and forth from another insurance company, a good insurance company.
On a claim much more complicated than this.
It took 2 communications, and the check was on the way. The guest was indemnified. The repair
underway,
right?
Parts ordered.
Yeah.
This
could be weeks, could be months.
Yeah.
And it then becomes the blame game of who caused the delay. We're telling our side of the story.
Yeah. So, not anti-insurance, pro-consumer.
All right.
There it is, folks.
Rob, thank you so much for
Happy
this.
Saturday to you. My dear friends, happy Saturday to you. I hope you have an amazing week. I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Peace out.